Chris Cuomo got a little upset that Donald Trump did a little photo op with some Goya products. And, you know, I personally think that the president of the United States shouldn't be doing promos for anything, but he did, whatever. But here's the reaction of Chris fucking Cuomo. This is rich. I'm just saying.
You tell me how a president in the middle of a pandemic...
Stop!
...has got time...
Stop! Stop! In the middle of a pandemic, everything's in the middle of a pandemic right now. Everything you do on the planet right now, no matter what it is in the middle of a pandemic. I just took a dump. How could you take a dump in the middle of a pandemic? I just got my car washed. How could you get your car washed in the middle of a pandemic? I scratched my mosquito bite. How could you scratch a mosquito bite in the middle of a fucking pandemic? How? How
dare you?
You kissed your mother in the middle of a pandemic? You motherfucker.
Time for this bullshit.
Oh!
Are you kidding?
Oh! You know, there's some people out there praising them just for saying the word bullshit. This is... Hang on.
Hawking products at Goya. I don't care who it is. Resolute desk. This is what he's resolute about.
In the middle of a pandemic.
Pandemic priorities.
Oh! Wow! Wow! Having a picture taken during a pandemic.
How dare you?
Now, well, let's listen to the rest of this bullshit, and then we're gonna have a little commentary.
His daughter Ivanka, top White House advisor. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, in the middle of a pandemic.
Marketing for a brand, following calls for boycotts after Goya's CEO heaped praise on Trump last week. On your dime, in the middle of a pandemic.
In the middle of a pandemic! In the middle of a pandemic! In the middle of a pandemic! Yeah. The only thing you should be doing is you should be in the lab working on the you should be working on the vaccine, and you're in the middle of a pandemic. You're not in the lab 35 hours a day working on the vaccine in the middle of a pandemic.
They're selling beans. Are you kidding me? Seriously. Seriously. This is not left and right. This is reasonable, my brothers and sisters.
Oh, you are not my brother, Now, let's talk about what Chris Cuomo did in the middle of a pandemic. Chris fucking Cuomo. I seem to recall Chris Cuomo taking a few days out of his CNN gig. Well, not taking days off, because in the middle of a pandemic, when apparently Chris Cuomo claimed to have COVID-19 and made a big deal out of it, but broadcasted every day from his basement. In the middle of a pandemic, you're broadcasting in the middle of a pandemic from your basement when you have COVID-19? Are you sure that the disease cannot come through your microphone, through my eyes? But even worse, in the middle of a pandemic, when Chris Cuomo had COVID-19, he went out. See, he said he was banished to his basement, except for the fact that he was seen across town from his East Hampton home in the Hamptons in the middle of a pandemic to go check on the house he was building in his Southampton home out and about in the middle of a pandemic with his wife, his children, and apparently a realtor or somebody in tow, and none of them were wearing masks in the middle of a pandemic when you supposedly had COVID-19. In fact, the fat tire bike guy that you bitched about on that little podcast when you were complaining about how much you hated your job.
I don't like what I do professionally, I've decided. I like doing this show. I like talking to you guys. But I don't value indulging irrationality, hyperpartisanship. I don't think it's worth my time. And I don't want some jackass, loser, fat tire biker to be able to pull over and get in my face and in my space and talk bullshit to me. I don't want to hear it. And just like you would, right? You're not going to tolerate that, right? Some cat just basically pulls up in the driveway next to yours and starts getting in your face about stuff. How's that going to go? How's that going to go, right?
Do you remember that guy? He's the guy who saw you and you got in an argument because he said, "Oh, I thought you had COVID-19.
Tell us about your exchange with Mr. Cuomo.
It was Easter Sunday evening. It was chilly, cold. I grew up about 1,000 feet from where he's building his new house, which is a nothing but a steel frame. And I did a ride, and I go by down a trail that runs past where his new structure is being built. And there's a bunch of people there. I've been riding for 7-8 miles. Take a little break, just looking. And a woman says, "May I help you?" And I said, "No, I'm just looking." And she starts walking out a little closer, and they're pretty far away. I have very good eyes. And Chris Cuomo turns around, and I'm like, holy smokes, it's Chris Cuomo. I'm fairly outspoken, and I just said, "Don't you have the coronavirus? Shouldn't you be quarantined?" And I think his next words were, "What the hell do you know about this? What do you know about the rules?" He continued to come closer and closer, and he's I like to say he was like a boiling pot. You could see his head he was getting more and more angry. And I said, "So you're going to lose your temper like you did on the guy at Shelter Island on me?" And so, basically, I just said, "You have coronavirus. What are you doing out here? You're supposed to be home."
You're out here with your wife and kids and some lady that they didn't know it was with no mask, you dipshit, in the middle of a pandemic when you have the disease. But wait, there's more. Remember the interview he did with his brother? In the middle of a pandemic when people are dying left and right in the state of New York because your brother sent a bunch of people with COVID-19 into the nursing homes. And in the middle of a pandemic, you were joking about swabs, and you had 2 custom swabs made to joke with it about your brother getting tested in his big ass nose.
You had video come out before we go to break where you wanted to encourage people to get tested, and some people are afraid it's going to hurt. So you had video of it that I want to show the audience of you actually getting tested. Here it is. There's you were kind of funny, and they were testing you. Now, a few questions about this process. First of all, is it true that when you were having the test administered, you inhaled and the doctor's finger went all the way up your nose and got stuck and had to be released with a tool? Is that true? Just to deal with the record.
She wanted to comment that I have a little button nose, and she was afraid that the swab would actually hurt because it extended my nasal cavity.
The proboscis
she was
issue.
speaking about the delicacy of the
nose.
Yes.
And that's what, you know what, I understand. This is the normal swab I'm holding up here now, and for everybody at home. A very valuable object. There's only one company in the entire country that makes these up in Maine. All right, here's the swab. Is it true that this was the swab that the nurse was actually using on you, and that at first it went into your nose and disappeared, so that in scale, this was the actual swab that was being used to fit up that double-barrel shotgun that you have mounted on the front of your pretty face?
See, I said I was going to be nice and sweet.
I just want a yes, no.
And
was it
trying.
this?
I was trying.
Or was it this?
Very hard. Look.
Which was it?
You know.
In the middle of a pandemic, you're making light of people getting tested when your brother said people to die? In the state that has the most deaths per capita in the country other than New Jersey? 16 times more deaths per capita than Texas? 8 times more deaths per capita than Florida. In the middle of a pandemic, you had this custom nose swab made. Are you fucking kidding me, Chris Cuomo? Oh, but wait. There's more. Then you had the fucking gall to film a scene of you triumphantly coming out of your basement.
As well. We had a huge day today in Casa Cuomo. Take a look at this. All right, here it is. The official re-entry from the basement. Cleared by CDC. A little sweaty. Just worked out. Happens. This is what I've been dreaming of, literally for weeks. My wife, she was cleared by the CDC. She doesn't have fever. She doesn't have the symptoms anymore, more than 7 days from her quarantine. But we're still a little scared, so I'll just give you one of these. 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 Bella has, of course, taken the video. This is the dream, just to be back up here doing normal things.
You were cleared by the CDC themselves. The actual CDC came and cleared Chris Cuomo to come out of his basement when everyone knew you had already been across town while you were supposedly sick with COVID-19, looking at the house you're building on the other side of the Hamptons. You dirty bitch. You and your brother are the last 2 people on the planet that I would ever take COVID-19 advice from. Chris Cuomo, not only do you suck, but FTG. And GFY. And SMD. And KMA. I want you to blow me another kiss. Fuck off, Fredo. Hey, this is P-Dog Night, and thank you for watching today on the P-Dog Night channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comments section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterward so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through the Streamlabs link, which is also in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm P-Dog Night, and I'm out of here.